Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I guess it means if you see anything bad going on, that you should report it to whoever you can and make sure the person that's having bad done on to them is okay, and just trying to step into a situation when it's needed, or if you can't, if someone else can, and trying to just stick together as good people.
Stand up for it, basically. Don't let it happen. Don't just walk away from it. Don't turn a blind eye to it, basically.
I'm a CA, and so we're mandatory reporters for the school, and so it's important for us to see something, say something. So I always keep my eye open for stuff like that, just stuff that's wrong in any sense, and being aware of it.
Sexual assault in Greek life, especially in fraternity life, is something that is taken very seriously, and is something that you learn a lot about when you're a new member. Personally, when I was president, one of the first things we did when we brought in our new members was teach them all about sexual assault and how common it is around campus and how unfortunate it is, and ways to look out for our friends who are girls, and ways to hold each other accountable and make sure that we're watching each other, and how to learn from that, and how to not be creepy, or how to not come off as pushy or stuff like that, how to watch out for other people doing that.
A lot of times people see sexual harassment or domestic abuse, and they are asked by the victim oftentimes not to report it because of how it could impact their relationship, how it could impact the people around them. If they have kids, how it could impact their kids. And it takes, I think, a strong will to decide if you are going to help that person in the way that I think oftentimes they should be helped in getting them away from them, or help that person in the way that they want to be helped, which may not always be best for them. But of course, we're not in a position to make decisions for someone else. Being a mandated reporter for me just means that decision was made for me.
Yeah, so there's lots of different intervention strategies that people can take, and I would recommend seeking out bystander intervention training. Of course, campuses often have free bystander intervention training available, but there's also national organizations like Hubbard. They do lots of free, now virtual training for folks, and so Hubbard uses 5 Ds for intervention strategies. So some of the Ds that people really kind of migrate towards would be being direct. So if somebody tells a sexist joke or a joke that is objectifying of a person's body, right? So interrupting that or not laughing, and just letting them know, giving them that feedback that's not okay and that's not acceptable behavior. So that can actually be helpful in the long run, because that is giving that person who told the joke early feedback that behavior is unacceptable, which can then prevent future forms of violence or harassment. People can also try to delay a situation. They could cause a distraction if it's a stranger, or even if it's somebody that they know and you see the person is uncomfortable, or if there's any forms of physical aggression, you could interrupt someone and say, hey, let's go grab some coffee, or do you need a ride to work, or just make up some excuse to start talking to the person and kind of give them an out of the situation. And then documenting as well is always helpful. So if the person has help and there's not an immediate threat, or if there's another person at the scene or part of the incident who can help, then documenting can be helpful, and making sure that you check in with the person if you are documenting, that you ask them what they would like you to do with the documentation. And so sometimes it can also just be as simple as checking in with a person that you're perceiving as the victim in the situation and asking them, how you can help, or what support can you provide them. And that can be really empowering for the individual, just to have some of that agency back.